Four little monkeys jumping on a bed. One fell down and bumped his head, and the mommy called the doctor. Doctor said, and no monkeys are jumping on the bed.
Follow the sun, and which way the wind blows when this day is done. And breathe.
Hi, so you might have recognized me in the videos that I film on Facebook or in my blog, and you must have noticed your quality, it's a lot better. You're wearing makeup. Oh, your background is different. Oh, you're wearing clothes. You're not wearing household clothes. Yeah, I know. I can see the quality is so much better, right? And I'm dressed up. I have makeup on. Yes, because today is actually a special day for me. And I wanted to share it with all of you guys because this video is going to be about 9 material things that symbolize my past and 9 experiences that I haven't tried that symbolize what I want to go through in the future. So stay tuned for that.
Breathe in the air. Cherish this moment. Cherish this breath.
These are 9 specific objects that I carefully chosen to symbolize what I've gone through. And these are really important to me because I want to honor what I've gone through. I want to honor the struggles. Like, who is that Sophie? Who was that Sophie? What was her past? How did she think? Well, the answer there is that she focused too much on the material aspects of her life. That's why there are 9 material, intangible things here. First, food. When I was younger, I made food my coping mechanism during my struggles. I did not only eat because I was bored. Well, that was a part of it. It was like one of my pastimes. But eating was also a coping mechanism to make me feel good because whenever I ate, it made me feel good. That's why I became a chubby girl. And I just kept gaining and gaining weight because I used that to make me feel good. Second, high heels. When I was younger, I was very much a people pleaser. I had a hard time confronting people. I had a hard time speaking up. Like whenever I had my needs and wants, I just shut down. Even if I had strong feelings, and I used to suppress my feelings a lot because I couldn't really confront people. Even if I had something to express, I had something I wanted to say, I couldn't. I constantly replayed conversations in my head, what I had to say and what I wish I could have said. I had the habit of, I was also that kind of person who was uncomfortable when somebody was mad at me or when there was tension. So people pleasing was a long kind of behavior I dealt with when I was younger, and it's kind of difficult being a people pleaser, but you know, I'm grateful that it gave me an opportunity and I know how it feels like so that I can relate to other people. Third, a colorful sheer top. You know, before I pretty much felt like I wasn't understood enough, I wasn't validated enough. Well, a part of that could have been also my people pleasing because I didn't have the guts to speak up for myself enough. I couldn't have contributed to this, me feeling unheard, me feeling unvalidated a lot by a lot of the people around me. Well, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying specifically who, but yeah, that's how I pretty much felt like. And the good thing about that is it gave me a new superpower to understand people more, to be more open-minded, because I knew how it felt like to not feel understood and to not feel heard enough. I knew what people had underneath. I knew what they were going through. Even if they don't say it, you know, you would still see that undershirt here. You would still see that spaghetti strap under here. Even if there's this thing that's that barrier, you still see that thing under them because you've gained that understanding when I was 14, like during that era, I was really, really good at being open-minded with other people. I was a very open-minded person because I went through that. Fourth, a storage drawer. When I was in junior high and elementary, I didn't put myself out there enough. I didn't get to use my talents, my skills enough, so they're left in a drawer. You know, even if you could see the items in this drawer, but if you don't do anything and put them out, you don't take the things out and you don't interact with them, you won't be able to do anything with it. So that's one thing that I regret, because I was more in the background. I was more of that low-key kind of girl. Even though I participated in contests like declamations, speeches, I do have some interactions, I have some extracurricular activities. I didn't put it out there enough. Even if I knew what I could have done, I didn't do enough. I honestly lacked grit, and I lacked grit, and I still do. It's only now where I realize that making the most out of your time is really important, and making the most out of your younger years is really important. Fifth, a handheld massager. You know how I realized my life purpose? Through a lot of stress. I was not only was I constantly a negative, a pessimistic person, but I felt different from other kids because I envied that they got to travel, they had things that I wanted, like an older sibling, a lot of friends. I didn't have a lot of friends when growing up, or when I did, like it wasn't the long-lasting ones. And so since I've always felt like I had to go through under a transformation, and when I would go through one problem, the next problem would always be somewhat related to the first one. So it had like a pattern, it had like a connection, and I was like noticing a pattern, and I was like, maybe this is my life purpose. My life purpose is to be a source for other people, because you know, when I was younger, I always like looked up on the internet for something, for advice, and then there wasn't really anything that helped me, because it would not either be something I agreed to, or it would not be appropriate for my situation. So through constant stress, I felt like that's where I found my drive or my purpose. Like maybe as 12 years old, I would notice like this pattern. Like for example, if my first problem is loving myself, the next problem is being comfortable with yourself, something like that, you know, just that kind of arrangement. So it was through constant stress I realized what I wanted to do with my life. Sixth, burn after writing. I lacked a lot of self-love. Before, I was always envious, bitter, resentful. I hated a lot about myself. I hated even the smallest things, the little things about myself. I didn't have appreciation for that. I felt the need to be unique. I didn't feel unique because I didn't have a nice name. I felt like the name Sophia was too common. I didn't like I had broad shoulders. I hated a lot of parts about me, so that's why I was always envious, bitter, and resentful. And to compare myself with the past me, now I like to reflect a lot, and I guess that I needed to do a lot of inner work. But you know, I eventually bounced back. I learned that you have to, in order for you to love yourself, it's not just about embracing what you have, it's also about embracing what you don't have. It's also learning, again, like what I've said earlier, you have to look at yourself in a good perspective. Like for example, like these broad shoulders, I learned to teach myself at a young age how can I look at this in a way that makes me happy? 7th is this body pillow. I mean, I just can't resist like loving this so much. It's so cuddly. That's why my non-serious motto in life is anything for my comfort, because I like things that make me feel comfortable. So how this is relevant to my past is actually, since I mentioned that I didn't have a lot of friends and I felt like I've lacked people. I didn't have a big of a social group. So when I had struggles and when I was going through a problem, I would always just look for a pillow because I couldn't do that to a person. I wanted to hug a person when I didn't really have a person I could hug, you know? Well, yeah, there were my parents, but of course, when you're a teenager, there are some things you grow to talk about. But in terms of friends, I just felt like I was lacking of that. So I resorted to letting it all out on a pillow, looking for support in a pillow, and just crying in my bedroom, hugging a pillow under a blanket. So that's why I let out my sorrow or pain through hugging a pillow. 8th, love light. Well, this is a big one because I had a deep core issue with catching feelings over guys way too easily. And that was specifically because when I would receive kindness, I would think highly of them and then I would catch feelings for them. And I did not realize that. I did not see that in myself. I did not even realize that I caught feelings so easily until I was 16. And I think I had that ever since I was 12. I was maybe for about 7 years. And so I could say I have my fair share of experiences when it comes to romance because of that. But one thing I've experienced a lot was always falling in the wrong kind of patterns and cycles, and I always got myself heartbroken because of that. While other people were detached and are aloof or do not care about receiving that much affection or being shown affection, or they don't think too much about vulnerability, let's say, I was out there really needing it. I wouldn't say I never received any kind of love, but I felt like that kindness and care was something that significantly lacked. So that was a big thing for me. That was always a big thing for me. 9th, a vase. I felt ignored a lot when I was younger. I felt like the care that I received was inadequate. Did I 100% not receive any love? No. But did I feel like it was enough? Did I feel like it was lacking? Yes. So I would compare my past self to a vase because I had my own worth. I was still worthy. I had a purpose. Does the vase get that? No, only the flowers do. These are the 9 items that really represent my past. So these were really selected and chosen that connected with who I was. So I hope you guys had a better understanding, and it's time to go with the experiences part now.
Darling, if you don't mind, I'll take your hand tonight. We could just slow down time. Let me adore you. And from the moment I looked into dark brown eyes, I can't remember life before you. Why would I want to go now that you're all I know? Smiling under stars, playing chasing cars. Something about the art of music in the dark, and it feels like home.
And now, I'm going to actually do the 9 experiences that I want to go through. So what I'm gonna do for the first one is that I have this drawing already. Well, I just traced this. It's inspired from my profile pic from the Sophie Ara vlogs' first birthday. And hi sister, if you're watching, I stole your markers by the way when you were sleeping. So haha, I don't need to ask permission from you. So I'm going to be writing random stuff I just want to express here. Because the point of this was I wanted to be more expressive in a creative way. For my next task, I will be trying to act the line of a famous line. Because one day I want to be a famous actress because I enjoy acting. I would want to be in Hollywood. I would want to see myself in the big movie screen because, you know, when I always watch a big Hollywood movie, I always like romanticize it a lot. So that's something I would really want for myself, especially that I love acting. Because frankly, I don't give a damn. We're good day. I mean, we're actually doing really well. So I'd just like to ask, like, how different is American culture from Australian culture?
Ooh. On the surface, it looks very similar.
Yeah, okay.
Australians they're more laid back. Yeah. You know, the term "no worries" definitely means, you know, don't take things too seriously. Americans are a bit more serious.
Yeah.
I mean, Americans are friendly, but yeah, Americans are a bit more serious. Australians very, very laid back. Let's see what else. And Americans are not afraid to do really, really well.
Okay.
Yeah. They actually really want to succeed, and they want others to succeed. And Australians actually they sometimes don't want people to do better than they do. They actually like it when everyone is just kind of, you know, not exceeding too much. Like don't try to do better than everybody else. Yeah?
Okay.
It's funny, but it's true.
So are there any culture shocks you've experienced coming from America to Australia?
Ooh, it was a long time ago because I came to Australia in 1994. So yeah, I'm old. You can see the gray. But yeah, I mean, the initial culture shock, I suppose, was mostly just, you know, missing friends, and yeah, it was always hard for me to put my finger on why I felt a little bit isolated. But I think it's just because there is a difference, you know, and you just don't always know exactly what that is, but you eventually get, you know, used to things, and then the culture shock sort of goes away. But most people experience culture shock just because things are different, even if you don't know exactly what they are.
But in terms of environment, would you prefer America or Australia?
Oh, definitely Australia. Yeah, that's why I decided to stay here. besides my beautiful family being here, yeah, I like the fact that people sometimes don't take themselves too seriously. Work. I get 4 weeks holiday a year as a minimum. Over in the U.S., it's 2 weeks. So people are much more about sort of work-life balance rather than just work, 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 work.
So they're more, at least more chill people compared to Americans.
Yeah, definitely.
Even if it's very hot there. Like,
Oh, it depends on where you are in Australia. It's not, yeah. When we were in Canberra, of course, it does get pretty cold. It gets to zero or below zero in the wintertime. But here's a great temperature. It's sort of in high 20s, low 30s, pretty common. And we're by the water, so it's not too bad.
do you know how to pronounce any Australian words? Because there was this actually K-pop group who had like 2 members who spoke in an Australian accent, and I kind of low-key kind of started copying them. So like but coming from someone who really is in Australia, like how do you pronounce certain words?
Ooh, well, mozzie.
What's mozzie?
Mozzie is a mosquito.
Oh, mozzie.
Yeah. And in fact, there's many Australian words that they abbreviate by getting rid of most of the words and putting an E on the end. So like cozy is supposed to be swimming costume instead of bathing suit.
Cozy.
Barbie is barbecue.
Barbecue.
Yeah.
What about center? How do you say center?
Center.
Yeah, in Australian accent.
As Senta. So
Santa.
Senta. So I mean, most Australians, they swallow their R's. See, I'm American, so my R's are really hard. But like you don't say car, you say ka.
Ka.
It's very nasal, and they don't pronounce their R's.
Oh, I wanna see the clothes. No, kita yung bilbil mo dyan. Can you, can I see, come here, come closer. It's like, no, kita yung, ang laki ng ano mo dyan. Kasi I'm craving for shakies. No, we can't. They don't accept credit card. I don't have cash. I only have credit card. But I'm craving for Pizza Hut. I miss North Park. I want to eat Jollibee. It sounds familiar. So number 5, I'm going to be designing on paper what I would want for like the Sophie Ara blog.com to look like. So if this is going to be like the homepage.
Every time we close our eyes, we'll hear our love sing lullaby.
I want to read a lot amount of books in a short amount of time and then be able to digest the information there, because I want to learn, I want to gain much knowledge as I can, and I also do want to, I have a lot of things I want to pursue, like go to makeup classes, cooking classes, fencing classes. So there's like a lot of areas I want to gain knowledge about. I really want to gain like a lot of knowledge as I venture out to the real world.
Right from the sky. Oh, you said that you'd never.
Hi, past Sophie. Why did you have to be so freaking easy to fall for people? But you know, regardless of that, I'm really proud of where you've gone through. I'm really proud that you've hold it up for yourself, and I'm doing a lot better now. I guess that if you were to take information from my brain, you wouldn't suffer that much right now. But I'm glad you went through all the things that you had to. I understand why you had to go through those things. Just know that there is still light at the end of the tunnel, and just don't give up. Honestly, you have to go easy on yourself. You don't have to make everything perfect. I know you're a perfectionist, and I know you expect highly of yourself, but you're human as well. It's okay to not consistently be open-minded. I know you're trying to make things the best for yourself, but be realistic with what you're going for. You're human. You get tired. You get exhausted. You have flaws. If you have something you don't like for yourself, you don't have to take that against you. Go easy and just go with the flow of life. And sometimes you just need to get out of your head. Hi, future Sophie. I hope you've earned your BS Psych degree by now. And currently, I'm not the best with my school. I continuously get distracted. I have poor time management skills, and I hope when you're watching this, you get better. I hope you found the family, the school family that you've been wanting, enjoying university life. And I wish you all the best. Continuing to go out of your comfort zone, keep taking risks. And I hope you are being bold right now. But I hope you chose the school that you want. And I hope that you are accomplishing your dreams and you're starting to have more grit. Thank you. What I'm going to be doing right here, this is exciting because it's going to be my first time shooting money out of a Supreme gun. So as you can see, if you've seen some music videos, this gun shoots out money. So I'm going to be trying that right now because I do want to become a businesswoman. What I'm going to be doing is editing a cover. This is the next activity, like for a future novel or maybe a non-fictional book. But what I'm doing right now is a non-fictional book. This is, I do wanna make my own books one day.
Long dress, no shoes, summer nights, golden and blue. It feels just like we're stuck inside a picture frame. These memories never fade away. Oh, whisper to me, we got the world right at our feet, and I just wanna sit right here and look at you.
It's a wrap. Those are the 9 things, and those are the 9 experiences I want to have. So thank you to those who worked on this video, who put some effort in this, who made this dream come true, and also to those who took their time and energy to watch this video. It means so much. Don't also forget to follow my blog at the Sophie Ara blog on Facebook and on Instagram. Bye bye.
Together, oh, yesterday seems so far away.
Wake up and smile, 'cause you're beautiful. Though